I actually think that it's a great shame that the BBC have caved in or have had to cave in to demands to get rid of and never show again the Panorama Diana interview in full. And to me, that is a real crisis of press freedom, because if we cannot scrutinise the powerful, if we cannot ask questions, and yes, sometimes the methods to get an interview might be, a bit unpleasant for some people. The fact is, if we can't do that, then the powerful, the royal family and others will get away with just presenting the image they want and not allow the public to question and journalists to research and get interviews of public importance.
But
me, that is not really how we should be moving forward in a democracy.
Journalism is an important job because it holds truth to power. You know, it is a responsible job, despite the fact people don't often think about it in that way in the general public. However, as journalists, you can't just lie your way into an interview. You can't deliberately upset someone, whether it's Princess Diana or someone who lives next door. You can't peddle them lies just in order to get your foot through the door.
Well, says who? I mean, I think this is a subject for great debate, it's true, but the methods of investigative journalists, of journalists trying to get access to interviews of enormous public interest. Don't forget, at the time, Princess Diana was divorcing the heir to the throne. It was very political and highly charged. It wasn't just a personal event. This was a matter of state importance. This was a matter of the princess leaving the royal family and also meeting up with the Labour Party government and doing very high-profile campaigns, for example, on landmines. Now, I'm not here to say whether that was good or bad politics or public works. I'm just here to say that, this wasn't just a woman that wanted her privacy. This was somebody who was on the world stage, who herself was talking to journalists all the time about her private life. And this interview was watched by 23 million people at the time.
But her paranoia was being deliberately fed, and over a long period of time, with total falsification. Bashir and others falsified documents, made her and her brother think that all sorts of conspiracies were being laid at their door, when actually that was complete nonsense, totally made up. So he was feeding her paranoia. That surely is not the right way to get an interview. And punishments should go ahead, shouldn't they, for the sake of good journalism?
Well, actually, what's very little reported at the moment with all this going on is that, Bashir, I don't know the truth or not of this, but he claims that he denies faking documents connected to the nanny. And he says that the notes made by Earl Spencer, some of them were actually Princess Diana's own words, her own feelings, whatever he was doing anyway. So, let's be clear about this. We cannot airbrush history and start removing a major piece of history, broadcast history by the BBC, this interview with Diana on Panorama, just because of the certain methods that plenty of journalists use to get interviews. And some of the allegations are denied anyway. So I think at the moment we have to ask ourselves, what sort of society do we want? Do we want a society where we do not start censoring major pieces of public broadcast history? Or do we want one where we just always cave in to demands by royals and other powerful figures because they want to rewrite history?